Hi everyone, good morning. I'm so sorry I didn't go live yesterday. It was a bit of a family day, so I had to take the day off, but I am here now and I might make it up by doing a live on Saturday. So stay tuned for that. I wanted to get on live and talk about a topic today. I went live 2 days ago. I was having a little bit of a hard time as an HSP, and that's a highly sensitive person, and I got a lot of hits about what is a highly sensitive person? And it's actually something that my sister and I had a discussion about the other day as well. So it's kind of something that's been continuously coming up in my life because people want to understand it. And a lot of people think that it's coming from victim mode when it's really coming from an empowered place. And, what is the difference between that two is kind of what I really want to go over. And so that's kind of been like weighing heavily on my mind, and so I wanted to kind of discuss it. So I'll wait a couple more seconds. I have my coffee today. I'm excited. Hi, Joanne. Thanks for joining. So, hopefully everybody's doing okay today. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm actually really excited about this topic. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself as usual. My name is Justine Lezzie. I'm a spiritual coach. I help people get spiritually connected. I help people empower their intuition, and I also help them heal themselves to create a life of emotional freedom. And when it comes to emotional freedom, I am particularly coached and really love talking about and coaching people that are highly sensitive and empaths. And I speak of these words a lot because I'm coming from a place where I am an HSP and I am an empath. And it's very, it is more intricate to manage your emotions and create emotional freedom that way. When you have this particular trait, or you are this, that is what your higher self is. So I really like to work with them. I know I have tons of issues, challenges every day. I'm just trying to manage my emotions on an everyday basis. And you guys saw that again in my live about 2 days ago. So just making that clear. And I do coach around that. I mentor around that. If you have any questions about the trait and you want to do it in private, please just message me. I'm going to put my scheduler in the comments, as I usually do. So if you want to schedule time with me and talk about it, you suspect that you may be an HSP or an empath, we can talk about that as well. So, and I can kind of help you navigate if you are or not. But okay, great. So that's my introduction. That's who I am. Like, if you have any questions, let me know. So I wanted to talk about what exactly is a highly sensitive person. What's the difference, right? Because there's a lot of people out there that are sensitive. They are good people. They're compassionate. They have empathy. But when it comes to somebody that actually has HSP, it is how do I say this? And I want to say it right. It is something. It's magnified, right? Sorry, my alarm went off. Sorry about that. Okay, so HSP is a magnification of sensitivity. So what does that mean? Does that mean I have compassion for everybody at all times? No, it doesn't exactly mean that. I actually, hold on, I outlined a couple of, specific traits that are pretty common with people with HSP, and I think if I just read them off, I think it'll help people kind of understand it a little bit better. We become overwhelmed when we have a lot to do. We find noisy environments chaotic. When we get hungry, and we can feel it very deeply. We choke when we're under observation, so we don't like to be looked at. Makes a lot of sense. I always say I don't want to eat a wedding because I don't want people to look at me. It's very challenging when you're an HSP and you're trying to start a business, right? I'm on live right now and everybody's looking at me, so it's a challenge. We are deeply moved by the arts. We recognize other people's discomfort, and if you're an empath, what you can do is you can actually feel other people's discomfort, and that's a whole other thing, because an empath is really just an escalated HSP, right? It's magnified even more, with also in special intuitive abilities. So We retreat when things become too overwhelming, and we grow uncomfortable when there are loud noises. So I've been thinking about the HSP trait because my sister sat me down a couple of days ago and she said, you're not the only one going through shit, right? You're not the only one that has to process things that are hard. And I agree with her. I agree 100%. But when it comes to being a highly sensitive person, I need things broken down. Because a lot of the times when people are feeling a certain way, the last thing that they need to hear is, oh, just get over it. I hear that all the time, and it is so frustrating. And for an HSP, we need to have it broken down. We need to talk about our feelings constantly. We need support. We really, really need it. And it means the world to us because it actually, and unless you are one, you really can't explain the feeling. It's a feeling of not only discomfort, but it's painful. You know, I could feel it like somebody is stabbing me sometimes when I've had my heart broken. It actually feels that way. And I think a common thing with HSPs is that people think that we're super dramatic, right? Like, that's pretty dramatic what I just said, but there's no other way I can explain it in any other way, right? Like, so I'm just not trying to be dramatic, and I'm also not trying to find your sympathy either, and that's the thing. I'm not coming on lives here and saying, oh, poor me, poor me. And I'm sorry if it was, kind of portrayed that way. I do it because I want to let other HSPs know that they're actually not alone. Because, and I mentioned this to my sister, is that sometimes you feel super embarrassed because you can't, quote unquote, get through something like a normal person, or you can't do things like a normal person, like you can't go to a party, you know, it affects your everyday life. And that's actually something that I wanted to bring up. And I don't even know if this comparison is somewhat good, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because I feel almost like it is a good comparison, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. Years and years ago, I dated a recovering alcoholic. So I asked him, I said, what makes an alcoholic? Like, what do they tell you? What does your AA meetings tell you? What does your therapist tell you about what makes a, I hope I'm not disturbing that guy. Alright, anyway, I'm in Hawaii, by the way, if anybody wants to, everyone's wondering why it's kind of dark. It's 5:49 a.m. in the morning, but, so I said, what makes an alcoholic? What is it? He said, well, this is what they tell me. They say, if you have a drink every day of your life, you have a glass of wine with dinner, that doesn't make you an alcoholic. It's not the frequency of it's not the frequency of the drinking. What it is the disruption of your everyday life, right? Okay, I'm back. Okay, sorry about that. I lost service. Okay, cool. So let me just finish up here because this, like I said, I'm in Hawaii and the service is terrible. But yeah, so it's actually the disruption of everyday life that actually makes it a thing, right? Like, it's a thing because it's not something that allows us to fit in. You know, I don't even want to say fit in, but that's the word that's coming to me. Fit in everyday life. We are different. And I keep trying to explain that to my sister, and I keep saying, you know, we're different. She says that I choose to make it that way, which I know I don't choose. I wouldn't choose this. You know, if I was able to process my emotions very easily, trust me, I would choose that. I would. Okay, there's a lot of times where I'm down for the count for a long time, and there's a lot of times where I isolate myself, and I like it, right? Sometimes when I do a lot of alone time, I like it, but then it disrupts the lives of people that love you, right? They want to see you, they want to talk to you, you know, but then, you know, you kind of becomes this sort of, I don't even want to say recluse because, I mean, it's not a long period of time, but I do spend a lot of time alone, and a lot of people don't really understand that, and I get, oh, I'm back, okay. Guys, the signal is terrible. I just moved locations, but let me just finish up. I love talking about this topic. I want to go live on it again. There's so much more I have to say. Hopefully some of this resonated with you, gave you a more clearer, is that a word? understanding of what it is. Yeah, I hope to